All right, we're good. We're rolling.
All right. Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh yeah, we're talking to a camera.
Yeah. I mean, I know this is a little bit different from people like are used to, but this is visuals for 2021, and I really want to just really expand my content. To be honest, get out there, just show love and peace. I mean, that's my motto for 2021. Like, just show love and peace, because that's really what's important, really, right now, especially after 2020 and all the good stuff. And today I'm with my homie Brent.
Hey, what's up with it?
This guy has saved me today.
Nah, man. Hey, it's all you.
But yeah, I mean, he came through with the camera and all the good stuff, and hopefully by all this stuff, hopefully by when this drop, I'll have my camera set up and all the good stuff. And yeah, we just want to talk about today about 2021 and like our goals, what we really expect for 2021, musically, TV shows. I don't know if like some of my listeners like big TV people, movie people, yeah, and good sports people. I know some of the girls hate it when I talk about sports, but especially the last podcast, they didn't like it.
They didn't like.
But I thought about the sports, I mean, I guess guys was gonna like,
Yeah.
get it. But
well, I mean, we naturally gravitate towards sports and all that type of that whole dynamic. So
I think I'll talk about Chanel bags and Michael Kors, kind of do it like that, to balance your lives. But
yeah, that'd be
but
cool.
yeah, let's get it rolling. I mean, what's your goals for 2021?
Sheesh, man. Yeah, we hitting it off the bat. So I think I've been these past few days, I've really been trying to more so intentionally see what direction in life that I wanted to go. 2020 kind of threw everything just off with everyone's expectations on like how they planned for this month or this time in their life to go. And so with that, it was like 2020 kind of redirected everyone's course. And so I've been recently in December, I've actually been on the go like quite a bit, just moving. And so I haven't had really too much time to just sit down and really think about like what I wanted, or like what was kind of on my heart. And so yeah, man, these past few days I've been really trying to like tap in, meditate, zone in on like where does Brent want to go in 2021 and moving forward. And so really, man, I think my goal, so I'm a director and photographer, more so like a visual creative. And so my goal really, I think moving forward, I kind of came up with the idea, I've already had it, but more so just to start establishing it, is like create like a media agency, as far as a team of people that are creatives, whether they be photographers, writers, social media specialists, just to have like a team of collaborative creatives and start pushing out like media content. So it's going to be named 90s Dream. And that's just something that like always like it's like a dream. I was born in the 90s, so, and so it's like the dream from the 90s. You feel me? And so I really want to get that like off the ground and really start pushing towards that, for us to create content for the entertainment industry, whether that be music, fashion, whatever, pop culture, sports, anything within that realm. And I really want to start, establishing that company. And so, man, yeah, that's my dream. I mean, that's my goal in 2021 is to get that off the ground. And so, yeah, man, that's really, I guess, if to answer your question, that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I like what you said. Like, where does Brent want to go? A lot of people, and that's what I kind of want to advocate for 2021, is like really just focusing on like where you want to go personally. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it is your life. I know circumstances might prevent you to like kind of living your life, but at the end of the day, it's just your life. It's nobody else's life. My life is my life. Brent's life is his life. And kind of figure out like where you want to go, and really and truly like not really rush into things. I really like learned that this year, like not trying to like rush into things,
Yeah.
and just let God guide me, because I'm like right now, I mean, I might not be where I want to be, but I know I'm gonna get where I want to be, eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
And just really just let God, when you just sit back and let God, take the lead, that's, stress less, in my opinion. You know, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna eat tomorrow, but I know I'm gonna eat. You know, that's the mentality I want to have for 2021.
And to touch on like what you were saying, like with the just taking it, you know, step by step, pretty much is like that's a lesson that I'm just now, I feel like really honing in and learning, is like, you know, because you have so many expectations. As social media, it blurs your vision, and so you'll be like, you'll start uploading, you know, I'm sure you probably went through a podcast like, dang, I wish I had 1,000 views at this point or whatever, you know. But the thing is, you've been staying consistent with it. And so I think for me, that's something that like it is more important than anything else, is like, if I'm like I told you, you know, before we started this, is, you know, the life as a director thing. As long as I'm putting out, so I have in my mind to drop 2 pieces of content a week. As long as I'm doing that, as far as dropping that 2 weeks, no, I don't care about the views. You know what I mean? It's just making sure that I'm putting the effort in to be able to, you know, say that I'm doing it and I'm growing, you know, and I'm getting better at doing it week by week. You know, I think that's something that gets lost in today's age. It's like, if it doesn't blow up within a certain amount of time, people just quit. You know what I mean? I saw that the other day. It's like the process of success or something like that. And it showed like this like graph. And it's like, after the optimistic part where you get like, oh, I'm about to start this new thing, after that, like that emotion rides out, people go to then that stage of like where you start to get tested, and everyone quits. Like most of the people quit at that point. And it's like, if you're able to get past that point, success is like right there. But most people aren't able to endure, you know, that where I'm doing a video and it might get 5 views. All right, cool. Do the next one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just keep going. And yeah, man. So not to go too far, but that's a lesson that I feel like I really kind of just now really settled in with me this past month.
Yeah, and it doesn't really care about the views or, you know, streams or whatever, because at the end of the day, it's like pretty much whatever you do and what you like, it doesn't matter. You know, as long as you're happy with the content that you create, and like you're happy with the work that you put in. It doesn't matter what anybody else says, you know, like they're just somebody behind the screen. Yeah. I mean, if you get comments about like that.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to lie, like, there's been like a couple of podcasts where there's been like dud. I got like maybe like 15 views. Well, I say views, but listens. But then there's been like a couple podcasts where I've got like close to 100. And that really surprised me, because I'm like, bro, like 100 people listening to me. They care about my input, or like they kind of like what I got going on.
That's dope.
And I'm like, man, that makes me like want to grind and go harder. And I guess a lot of people like want to hate on people because they see people do that. I don't know why it's like that, but I feel like whenever I see somebody else succeed and like achieve their goals, I'm happy for them, but it also makes me want to go harder. I'm like, hey, they're doing that. Hey, let me get back on the treadmill and like, you know, not really to compete with them, but you know, just feeding off the energy. And I actually kind of like want people to realize that for 2021, like you can. I even tweeted a tweet like that, like, hey, we can learn from, like, our mistakes, you know what I mean, like, mishaps. Instead of, like, tearing somebody down from that, we can, like, all learn and come together and, like feed each other, you know, off that energy.
Most def, bro. There's this movie that just dropped, like, what was it, yesterday? Or 2 days ago? Soul, yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it's, like, kind of in that realm. And I was like, bro, this movie's, like, so inspirational. And it's funny because your podcast is named, like, Inspiration. And it's, like, that's kind of, like, a big part of, like, I feel like while we're here, like, on Earth, is, like, to help, you know, inspire others, man. And like, yeah, bro, that's what a podcast is dope. You know, inspiration. You're inspiring others to, like, go out. And like you said, it's not a competition. It's really just that energy of like, dang, he's doing it. That's cool. He's showing that it can be done. You know what I mean? So now let me, you know, put my energy, my efforts, and who my character is, you know, and whatever field I want to do out there, and see if I can, you know, do the same thing or whatever. And so yeah, bro, like I said, that's pretty cool.
And also piggyback on what you said earlier about like the views and like you putting something out there, you think you're gonna get just 100 views off that. It's not gonna work out like that. Now it could work out where you post a video, you know, and you're starting out, but then like 6 months later, you might be the biggest person up there, you know, up there with like Mr. Beast or all those famous YouTubers, but or whatever you want to do, like, but it's just really just staying consistent, like Brent said, and also don't give up. You know, if Plan A doesn't work, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know,
Yeah.
there's more plans, man. And I just, man or woman, you know, it doesn't matter. Just whatever you want to do. If you want to start that business out, hey, make a blueprint, start that business, or you know, get the ideas. And journal. I know you say you journal a lot. You know, I do that. I'm journaling like every single day, man. Like
That's
earlier
what's
today,
up.
like when are you like going up to Raven? Like I was journaling in my like book, and then I'm like, man, just gonna sit back and relax and just put down my thoughts. And yeah. I feel like that can really help people out too. Like that's really just the whole plan for 2021 is really just help and inspire people, and because we're all in this thing called life together. And also real I don't know if you realize this or kind of thing like this, like we've kind of all went through the same thing but kind of like different ways.
Yeah.
You know,
Are you
like,
talking about in 2020?
well, not just that, just in life in general. You know.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, hey,
most
like we both failed a test, but the reason you might have failed a test because you didn't study.
Yeah.
The reason why I failed a test because I was out partying.
Yeah.
So you know, we kind of went through the same thing, but like you know, different.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get
kind
what
of
you're
like
saying.
that.
Yeah,
So it's like,
most up.
hey, like that's like, let's help each other out. That's really my big message for 2021. I guess we could talk about, I guess, TV.
Okay, TV. All right. Hey, bro. Like you said, the Grand Army. You said that you watched that one. You just finished that one yesterday. You said.
Yeah, yesterday.
Hey, that one was definitely one of my favorites in 2020. Is like, Grand Army was dope. Like that the whole show. I feel like the impact. You know, I had never too, I guess, specifically been aware of rape culture. Like I had been aware of like it was a thing, but like not really what the perspective from a female's point of view was with that. And so in the show, like initially, I had this like when that experience happened. You know, I'm not gonna spoil anything for her, but she went through a situation with like two of her friends, and it ended up being against her consent. And so initially I was like, yo, like why would you, I'm thinking from like a guy's perspective, I'm like, yo, why would you put yourself in that position? But as like the show unfolded and from like me being able to see from like her point of view, you know what I mean? Like it definitely changed the way that I see like the girl guy dynamic, with a lot of those type of situations. It was a very educational, even though the show was, very entertaining, it was also very educational about, those circumstances, the circumstances with, Black lives, the circumstances with, people who are, sexuality, all that type of stuff. That it was like, oh, I'm able to see from that point of view. I mean, as a black man, I already know about the Black Lives Matter thing, but I'm a straight male, so I don't really know from a gay male's perspective how he views certain situations and everything else. And so I was like, yo, this is dope. But what do you think about it?
Yeah, I really loved it. I liked that the show wasn't like linear.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like straightforward, like, hey, this is your like teen drama, high school, boom, boom, boom. It's like kind of like, I liked how like everybody had their own spotlight.
Yeah.
It wasn't just shown on like one person. Because at the well, I don't want to spoil it for y'all. At the beginning, I thought, the girl who got, sexually assaulted. I thought she was gonna be like the main character, and I saw like everybody else. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
and like everybody had like their own time to shine, and like they actually dabbled in what actually goes on, in real life.
Yeah.
Kind of like from people perspectives, and I really like that they did that, kind of like show awareness of like just different things, like you said, with Black Lives Matter, sexuality, and the sexual assault, with that. Also, I mean, I'm posting this on YouTube. Like, leave in the comment section below what's your favorite genre, like TV shows or movies. It's all about movies.
Yeah, bro. Movies. Obviously, Soul. Soul is dope. Like, that was I think because it's probably so recent, too. I'm just like, it's on my mind. But another movie, I would have to say in 2020. What was a movie that dropped in 2020 that I thought was dope? Man, it's hard to come on the top of my head because I've seen so many movies.
Yeah. It's like they either hit on like Netflix or like someone's like on Netflix and some streaming services.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
can go to the movies and also watch them, but
That one's gonna be a little bit more tough, just because I've had so many movies, probably, especially during quarantine, bro.
Yeah.
I was watching so many movies during quarantine. I was like, yo, this is wild. But I'll tell you something I've been watching lately. It's not necessarily a movie, but recently, bro, I've been getting like back into like anime. Like I used to watch that a lot, as a kid growing up.
Mhm.
And when you go through like the stage where like anime is like not cool anymore.
Yeah.
Like where people are like, yo, you watch anime? Yada yada yada. And
You're weird.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, I guess I can't watch it anymore. But then, I'm guessing like as I grow up, I'm like, dude, who cares? Like I felt like watching it, so I was like, I've been watching more so back like Naruto, DBZ. I'm not like a crazy anime guy. Like I don't know like all the rest of them. I know the main ones,
Yeah.
but like I've been watching that like more so recently, like on my downtime, and it's cool, bro, because it's like, oh, movies. Okay, now this is gonna go back to movies. All right, so I watched this like animation film called Your Name, and it's by this like this Japanese film by this dude named Makoto Shinkai. And so he has Your Name and he has Weathered Away, and so those two films are probably, with Your Name, it's probably the best film I've ever seen, like as far as with storytelling, the imagery, just like everything, all the elements of like what a good movie should be is like, I'm telling you, go watch it. Like, if you have not seen Your Name, go watch it. I watched it like subtitles. It was the dopest movie I've ever seen, ever. And then there's another one called Weathered Away. But yeah, that, going back to your point, those are probably two of the best movies I've seen in 2020, no doubt. What about you though?
Hey, I was gonna say, hey, you're putting people on some good movies, man.
Yeah.
Movies. I'm not gonna lie. Like I usually like hang around friends and watch movies, but with the coronavirus thing, I really wasn't able to do that.
Yeah.
I would say Wonder Woman.
Okay, that one is dropped, huh?
Yeah, just dropped. I'm not really a big fan of superhero movies, but I feel like with the year that we've had, I feel like it was just a good heartwarming movie.
Yeah.
Like also with Soul, I feel like since I'm just recently just watched those two, because I can't really think back from like, like you said,
Yeah, I feel
like,
you, bro.
there's so much content and just movies and TV shows that just came out this year. Because what else are you gonna do, in quarantine?
Exactly.
But I feel like those two movies have really been, keen. Like I said, I'm not a big superhero movie type of guy. Besides Spider-Man, but who doesn't like Spider-Man?
Exactly.
But yeah, those two are pretty good. I feel like go out and watch those movies, especially Soul. Soul has some pretty good like lines in that movie.
Yeah, Soul was dope.
If you really just like take a step back and actually like look at it, but actually like really look at it, look at the meaning of it, you really find something special in that movie.
Dude, it's crazy like how good they've gotten with like animation, as far as like Soul obviously was like a cartoon film, but like it was like so realistically cartoon. Like it was like,
Yeah.
dude, this is dope. Just watching the whole thing, it was like, man, these people have gotten like so good at developing these style of movies for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be even more pixelated than it is now. Like you got 4K. It's been out for a little while, and I think they're coming out with 8K. That'd be something crazy. Shooting in 8K.
Man,
Can you imagine yourself shooting in 8K?
Oh man, I shoot in 4K now, and the files are already ginormous. So I can only imagine like an 8K. There's like, I know a lot of directors that shoot like the bigger videos for artists like Drake or whoever. They shoot those like cinema style films in like 8K, and I'm just like, man, I already know it has to be crazy, shooting all this, like all the technology that you have to deal with. So I'll get to that point one day, but I'm not there yet, and I'm kind of thankful for it on that aspect of it. But yeah, bro.
Yeah, those AK files are gonna be really massive. But,
for real.
I guess next two I can't even talk. Subjects will be sports and I'm gonna go sports.
Okay.
January time coming up. NFL playoffs.
College football playoffs too.
College football playoffs too. I don't know about you, bro, but I don't really too much watch college football anymore. Cause like I know Bama's gonna be up there. You got the Floridas. You got your Clemson's.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't.
Yeah, bro. I think for me, college football has always been probably my favorite, but this year, NFL definitely overtook it just because college football, with quarantine and just all the rules, regulations, and everything else. I think the college fans, for me, is what made college football my favorite. Mm-hmm. And then you take that away, and it's like, it's not as entertaining anymore. Because the college kids, I feel like they feed off that energy of like the fans so much more. And when you take that away, then the teams like Bama, Clemson. Mm-hmm. When you go to like talent, these teams are so far superior to the other squads. It's like, yeah, Bama, Clemson is most likely going to be the national championship, and we'll see Trevor Lawrence, versus Bama's squad and see what they do. But as far as like everything else, the NFL has been pretty lit this year, bro. Because there's so many teams that are like surprisingly pretty good. Like you take the Browns, the Bills. Who else have been some sleeper teams that are like pretty good?
Chiefs. No, I'm just kidding. Chiefs have been really good.
Yeah.
Actually, like the Buffalo Bills squad, they're pretty good. I feel like a dark horse for the like NBA championship, NFL Super Bowl is probably the Rams.
The Rams, yes, yeah, I think so, bro.
I hate that they got rid of Todd Gurley, but they still have like the best defensive player in my opinion in Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
But defense win championships. So I mean, if they can stop Mahomes, because that's my pick. Those
it's hard to go against them. The Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, bro, their offense is like something you've never seen before. It's just so explosive. They can score at any time.
For real. And the thing I like about Mahomes because he's from Tyler.
East Texas kid.
Yeah, and I don't know. He just plays with that poise. He just has that swagger to him. It's like how can you not like him? He has like the endorsement hair. He has he just has that look to him.
Man, my squad was the Cardinals, but they've been like on a decline these past few weeks. They lost yesterday to San Fran. I'm just like, man, I don't even know if we're gonna make playoffs anymore. But yeah, the NFL's definitely been entertaining this year, though. I mean, I'm kind of pulling for, if I'm being honest, I'm hoping for a Seattle-Kansas City matchup as far as in the Super Bowl. Might not play out like that. The Saints are very good.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Bucks, obviously, with Tom Brady. So, I mean, it could go any way, to be honest. Like, this year is definitely going to be one to watch, for real.
I'm going to say this on camera. Kyler Murray, he might be a little bit better than Lamar Jackson.
I think so.
I'm a big Kyler Murray fan. I know the guy went undefeated in high school.
Yeah, I think because we're from Texas and like we saw Kyler Murray, like the high school legend from Allen, become who Kyler Murray is. It's like this dude is the real deal. Like he's been the real deal, and so he's still constantly proven. I mean, now on a national level, after he probably won the Heisman, the whole world kind of woke up to him. But it's like, yo, we've been seeing Kyler Murray be Kyler Murray for a while. So definitely that's what I've been pulling for him most of.
Definitely time to put him up there, like the young quarterbacks like Mahomes, Watson, Jackson. Put him up there because he's up there.
Yeah, definitely is.
Him and Lamar's kind of like tie and tie when you come to speed. To be honest, I feel like Kyler has the best wide receiver in Hopkins, but I feel like the Ravens, Lamar's team has like pretty good. They have like more pieces around him than they do in Arizona.
Yeah,
I feel like so.
They definitely probably have a better defense for sure. So what do you? The NBA just started back. What do you think about that? Kyrie and KD been balling out here.
Yeah, I mean my finals predictions is the Nets versus the Lakers.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah, I have the Nets winning. People forgot who KD is. Like this guy can score 40 on anybody. He's 7 foot. I don't care what they say about 6'11". Anything like that. This guy's 7 foot and beyond that. He's coming out back the ball, and I like to see like players, come back from injuries like that, and just come back and be their old selves. As far as like right now, I think like 3 games in right now at the time of like recording, but he's been looking pretty good.
Yeah, man. I didn't think he was gonna bounce back the way he did. Like with the Achilles injury, that's what took Kobe out for the most part. And I was like, dang, and KD was kind of lingering around that 30s, 31, 32 age. So I was like, man, even though he's a great shooter and his game doesn't really depend on athleticism, I was like, man, this one might kind of, take him out. And nah, bro, he bounced back. Like KD is KD still. And so I'm like, yo, and then Kyrie. is looking, still Kyrie's showing what he can do.
Yeah.
When he wants to. So I'm like, the Lakers got AD, and I don't know who can really guard AD on the. I mean, they have Jared Allen and do they still have DeAndre Jordan?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, they're good post players, but I don't know. It's gonna be a good one. LeBron versus them, if that's the matchup.
Yes, if that's the matchup. I mean, I'm hoping that it is. I feel like AD will win that battle just because Allen and I'm about to say Hopkins because you said DeAndre, but him and DJ, they can't really like space out the perimeter. You know what I mean? They can't really they're big guys, but they're like the traditional centers back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I can you stop like 2 top 5 players? I mean, but
I don't see it happening, to be real.
You can also say the Nets have 2 like top 5 players. I mean, you can say KD's like
KD's for sure top 5.
Yeah, my top 5 is probably be LeBron. KD. I would say Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis. You gotta include Giannis.
Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bron, KD, Giannis, Anthony Davis, and Kawhi. Or maybe you could probably split. You could probably switch 3 to 5, but
yeah. I mean, because you can have Curry, you can have Damian Lillard. There's so many different players that you could put at that 5 spot. Like you said, Kawhi. That one's kind of interchangeable, but I think definitely the top that you listed are should be in that position. What do you think about the draft? How do you think about Lonzo Ball and all the rest of them?
Ball is going to be pretty good. I mean, I know there's a lot of hype, and whenever there's a lot of hype around him, that's when they turn out to not be worth the hype because there's so much stuff. I think about the kid is only 19, I think 19 and 20, 19.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that's a lot of pressure. I mean, he already has a lot of pressure anyway because of his last name. The Ball family, LeVar. But I mean, I feel like he's going to be really good. And Edwards out there in Minnesota. He was first overall pick.
Yeah.
Minnesota, they need to trade. They need to trade on Cat because they're not going to win anything with him.
Nah, I don't think so either.
You're wasting his years, just like Devin Booker. I feel like the Suns should have traded for Devin Booker and put D'Angelo, D-Book, and Cat all on the same team. That'd be you got a young team. That's 10 years still. That's your foundation for 10 years.
Hold on. Do you think that they should have went to the Suns or they would have been with the Timberwolves?
Should have been. They could have traded to the Timberwolves. I don't think the Suns really wanted to do that because it was like, okay, we want to still give Devin Booker.
Yeah.
We still gonna kind of build around him, but
they also have DeAndre Ayton too. DeAndre Ayton's he's a baller. So they have the one with that. He's the first overall pick. So then you got D-Book. All of them are ballers, bro. So and then now you got Chris Paul. You add to that, it's you got a squad, but they're in the West.
Yeah.
So with the West,
so hard to get in the West, in the NBA, because that's where all the good teams. So I've seen players get snubbed from the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Just because they're in the Western Conference, I'm like, bro, I think Mike Conley a couple years ago, he was a good All-Star caliber point guard. He got snubbed from a couple, All-Star games. And also out in the East too, Bradley Beal last year, guy averaged 30 points and didn't even make the All-Star game. Who was voting for that?
Yeah, Bradley Beal definitely should have. Oh, what do you think about John Wall and the H?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about the H, you would think about John Wall now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate that Harden doesn't really want to play with them. I mean, granted, the Rockets have had Harden for 7 years now.
Mm-hmm.
7 years, 8 years now going on now. I mean, you've had a chance to put superstar players around them. Well, they have, but just injuries and just the Warriors dynasty. You know what I mean? And then Bron and AD teamed up. So I mean, I would love to see Harden in Brooklyn.
That's kind of a cheat. If Harden goes to Brooklyn, then I definitely think they're the odds-in favorite to win the chip. Because you have, we didn't even mention Harden could be a fifth. He could be that top 5.
Yeah,
he could be number 5. And so you add in for sure 3 top 10 players, in the league at the same time. Hey man, that's kind of going back to Golden State with KD. You got Clay, Steph, and KD. That squad looking a little bit too hard to beat.
I would want to watch that just to see how it works, because God, Kyrie and James Harden. Who's going to, like, two ball dominant guards? You know what I mean? It's three of them, and there's only one basketball. I feel like KD's like old enough now to, like, okay, I could be third fiddle, you know, and let Kyrie and James, you know, do their work because they can, like, razzle dazzle with the best of them.
That's true.
But I say that with the Nets, but I don't want them because the Nets is like 12, 13 men deep. They could play 12, 13 guys on the roster. But I would like to see it because I just want to see how it work. But I feel like the Nuggets would be like pretty good because I feel like what's his name, Nikola Jokic. I feel like he's the best center in the league.
Yeah.
And like carrying him up, probably the best, I know, without a doubt, shooting guard in the league.
Jamal Murray.
Well, yeah. Well.
You're talking about. Oh, no, you're talking about Harden. Yeah, Harden.
If you trade Harden, they're going to ask for Jamal Murray. Yeah. I don't know if Denver's going to want to do that, but I feel like if you do that,
but Jamal Murray's so young. It's like, do you want to do that?
23.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to do that? Especially with how berserk he went in the bubble. I'm like, I don't know.
I feel like whatever team trades for him, they have to win a championship. I think Harden has like 3 years left on his contract.
Yeah,
they have to win a championship in those 3 years because if you don't win a championship and you trade for Harden, it's like you traded your young players for like a 31-year-old
I'm not sure that the Nuggets would do that trade just because how young all of them are. Like Jokic, like 25, 26.
Yeah.
You got Michael Porter Jr., who's like 21, and you got Murray, who's like 23. That whole squad is like young, bro. So it's like, I feel like them and the Mavericks in like the next 3 years, those are once Bron's kind of at the end of his prime, you know, and KD and Kyrie kind of make their run, because this year was going to be crazy. If Steph or Clay didn't get hurt, this year was going to be insane for the West or just the NBA in general.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know. I think the next 3 years, those teams are then going to make their runs and, like, you know, be for like 5 years, you know, be the ones always in the playoffs or in the Western Conference Finals, making the finals, you know. Those are going to be the squads just because those guys are so talented and young, for real.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, like I said, I feel like they are going to end up trading. I don't know which team he will go to. But I feel like whatever team trades for him has to win a championship at least in the next 3 years. At least one. I feel like they'll try to three-peat, but I feel like you have to win at least one if you're trading for Harden. I mean, he's a top 5 player.
Most def. But I guess to kind of switch the subject, going, you know, we're talking about the future and stuff. Going into 2021, what are some things that you want to do with inspiration?
Inspiration. More than like inspire people, you know, really just get back to like my community. If you don't know, me and Brent's from Jasper, Texas. And really just give back to my community, like give back to the kids. You know, because it's different from like me and him growing up, you know what I mean? Things have changed, you know, as far as like Jasper as a whole. And I feel like Jasper has like a bad reputation a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean? People from the outside kind of like, oh, you're from Jasper? Jasper? And I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm from, you know. I kind of like want to like switch that, you know, that cloud that's over our head here in Jasper. Yeah, like I said, just get back to the community and just really just inspire myself, you know, also inspire like my friends, you know, family, you know, loved ones. And really just kind of hold them tighter, you know. This year, I mean, if I had some people sick, you know, I've actually kind of lost like a friend of mine too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, with COVID and also like in a wreck, but yeah, just kind of just hold everybody tighter because you know life is short. Don't just put off, you know, what you want to do. Start on it today, you know what I mean? Because you never know, tomorrow is not promised. And yeah, just really just feed the energy like back and forth.
I feel you, bro. Yeah, I definitely think if we're talking about like Jasper, I think that the whole narrative of it needs to be, you know, redirected and changed. Just because I don't know, man, this town like it doesn't have too much energy, new energy in it. It's like what do kids have to do, you know, here nowadays? We're at a park right now.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, we're at a park. I mean, and that's as far as that goes. You know what I mean? I don't see what else people really have the ability to do outside of sports and come to the park. And, you know, so that's definitely always been like something internally that I've wanted to, you know, do. Like you said, give back. You know, so hopefully, you know, maybe next year, next Christmas time, we can set up some type of event where, you know, some type of charitable event for the kids for Christmas. You know, what was it called? Toys for Tots?
Yeah.
Yeah, something in that. You know, we'll have our own version, but maybe something like that. That would be dope. So I'm trying to manifest that, you know, something positive. But other than that, like, yeah, man, like the big goal, you know, dreams. It's like, man, if hopefully, you know, 10 years looking back at this, we're like, hey, man, like this was the origin of being able to, you know, really redefine, you know, a new generation for Jasper, and you know, not even just Jasper, you know,
Just people in general.
yeah, people in general, you know, being able to be that spark, like how I said in Soul, be that
Yeah.
spark, you know, and you know, for the ones coming up behind us, you know.
Yeah, you always want to kind of like, you know, help the new generation, because, you know, things are like way different now, like from like life, you know, perspective. Like a lot of people, a lot of kids now are kind of like straight to the social media content now than what we were at, you know what I mean?
Yeah, most of.
And like you was talking about, like just really helping people out. But I noticed really from like 2020, and I think we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
Is like you don't have to give, like it don't have to be money, you know what I mean? I really wish money wasn't really a thing, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I know we had a like text message about that, and that's why I really don't, you know what I mean? Like really nowadays, like money, I just really just look at it as like an asset, really just an asset. I mean, I don't look towards it, you know. I'm not trying to be a millionaire or whatever, but you know, just simple, like just, you know, having a conversation with someone, you know, like how me and Brent are doing right now, just linking up with people, or you know,
yeah, this is gonna be like a memorable experience. So I had someone. This will probably be like my last thing, but I had someone tell me the other day. Actually, it was like one of my friends' dads. Me and him always have like kind of good conversation. So anyway, he was asking me. He was like, "So what'd you get for Christmas like a year ago?" I was like, "Oh, well, I think I got this. I think I got that." I could only name like one or two things, and he was like, "What'd you get for Christmas like 2 years ago?" I was like, "Bro, to be honest, I can't tell you. I don't even really remember." So then he was like, "So you remember when you went to X, Y, and Z concert with my sons?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What happened? Like, what happened during that?" And I could literally list off detail for detail that whole concert experience, like what happened. And so he was like, "You see," he was like, "the experiences matter way more than the gifts. You know what I mean? Than materialistic items." He was like, that experience has so much more of an impact on you, even though the gifts might have cost a lot more money than what that experience did. He was like, that's what you gonna remember. And so he's like, in life, like that's what you should strive for, you know what I mean, is the experiences, not really the materialistic items, because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna make your life, you know, memorable and fulfilling, is the experiences and the memories that you make with these people. And I was like, yeah, that was dope, bro. That was dope. And so yeah, to go back on your point, like, yeah, bro, the money, it's cool, but that's not the end all be all.
Yeah, and like you said, experiences, like, hey, 2021, get this vaccine if you want to get it, whatever. If you don't, hey, that's a different subject. But like, just grab your friends, like, still wear your mask, whatever you do that. Just grab your friends, like, go out, you know what I mean? Like, just to experience, you know what I mean? Because the gift isn't going to bring love, you know what I mean? It's materialistic. Love is like, you know, like we're homies. This is going, you know what I mean?
What's up?
It's love, you know what I mean? It's, you know, it doesn't have to be about money or like materialistic things. And yeah, just really just 2021 show love and compassion, because you never know what people are going through, you know. And that's true. I've kind of really learned that, you know, personally, you know, like we really don't know what people are going through. So I just really just try to, like, you know, strive and be the best person I can be towards people. Because I mean, like, hey, if I had a bad day, I don't want anybody else to, like, you know.
Yeah.
I can go all day about this, man. But, you know, but I want to wrap this up. But just spread love, positivity, and don't forget to inspire people, because, you know, that's all we can do. Like, we're all in this place called life, you know, together. You know,
yeah,
like,
on Earth.
Why hate? Why, you know, why be in competition with people? You know what I mean? I really don't get that mindset.
The reason.
But, you know. But yeah, man, I appreciate Brent, you know, for letting me use the camera. You know what I mean?
Hey, appreciate you, bro. Hey, like you said, we here to help each other, bro. Like, for everybody out there listening, kill it 2021. You know, me and Nick, we're gonna be doing our thing. I already know Nick gonna take us to the top. I'm gonna take us to the top. We all gonna do our thing. You know, 2021, come out, crush our goals, and yeah, we want you to do the same thing. You know, kill it for real.
All right.
Deuces.